lost in the desert.
I'm Sam and this is Dan.
That's right, and today we're going to teach you about the desert. The desert is a very dry place because it doesn't get a lot of rain. There's actually just a lot of sand, not a lot of plants, and not a lot of animals. Now there are a few animals that live in the desert, like some of these here, like snakes and giant desert centipedes, lizards, tarantulas, some types of insects, and so forth. And of course there are the well-known cactuses that live in the desert. Hey Sam, do you remember the time that we got lost in the desert?
Yeah, we didn't even know where to go.
Wow, we've had such a great time in the desert, Sam, but now it's time to go back to the car. You've got the map, right, so we can find the car.
No, not even a campus.
You don't even have a compass. Oh no, if you've lost the map and the compass, that means we're lost in the desert.
What do we do?
We're just going to walk and try to find the car. What's wrong, Sam?
I'm so thirsty.
You're thirsty? You know, I could use some water too.
So
Hey, what is that? What, do you hear that? What is that?
I don't know. But
Hey, there's a lady selling water and melons in the desert over there. Let's go buy some.
yeah, I was thirsty.
Come on.
Agua, melón, gordita, por 50 pesos. Pásale agua, melón, gordita, muy rico los melones. Pásale un agua por 15 pesos. Pásale aguas, agua fresca.
She's gone!
She just disappeared. Where did she go?
It's a mirage. Look at that.
She must have been a mirage. Come on, let's go see if we can find some water. Wow, that was crazy. But as you can see, in real life, we're not lost in the desert. We're actually back home. But sometimes kids do get lost in the desert. And so we want to give you a few tips that you can follow in case you ever get lost in the desert or the woods. And the first is that before you go into the woods or the desert, don't go by yourself as a kid. Find an adult to go with you. It's just not a good idea for a kid to go in the woods or the desert by themselves. And secondly, even if you have an adult going with you, make sure that somebody who's not going with you knows where you're going. That way, if you don't come home, they'll know to come into the woods or the desert to look for you and find you. Thirdly, if you do find yourself lost and the adult with you is also lost and can't help you get back, a lot of times the best thing to do is just to stop and sit and wait right where you are, because somebody knows that you're going. They know that you didn't come home. They're going to come looking for you, and it's a whole lot easier for them to find you if you're sitting in the same place rather than you moving around and them moving around. You know, that can make it more difficult for them to find you. So a lot of times the best thing is just to stop and wait exactly where you are for somebody to come find you. And finally, don't freak out. It can be scary when you're lost, but freaking out doesn't do any good. Just remain calm, pray, ask God to help you get back home, and He'll help you and everything will be okay. So if you follow these 4 simple rules, you can have a lot of fun in the woods or the desert, and you can make it back home safely every time. I'm Dan.
And I'm Sam. Thanks for watching this video with Funky Pants.
Funky Pants. Enjoy.